All right, now, the question is too, are these issues happening with our staff? Are our staff do they follow the social laddering paradigm? Do they fall into social laddering, top, middle, and bottom? They do, right? We may not think about them doing it that way, but it's actually very common. So our staff also will do this during staff orientation. They do it immediately. They size each other up. Think about yourselves. When you've been in camp, do you see that go on? You may do it yourself without realizing it. It's not unnatural to do. You want to fit in, you want to be part of it. Don't we all look at each other and wonder, like, is that person cool, someone I want to be with or not? Now, many of you in leadership teams may not be doing that now, but most kids size each other up, and most staff do it the same way. So we have to think about how we're going to manage that. Now, staff exclusion. How do we know if staff are being left out? What do we look for? I remember, was that? Go ahead.
I would say a lot of, for personal experience, I would say that a lot of it happens with the particular job that you have, because you end up being with that specific program staff, that specific counseling staff, and so a lot of it occurs with that, like, oh, you're in the kitchen, oh, you're in the, oh, gosh, oh, you're in the barn, like, and no one mixes as a result of where you are.
Right, so you have a natural grouping.
Yeah.
Right. The question is if other groups, if other staff want to join you, how you treat them, right? If you're inclusive, no problem, right? If your orientation is set up to kind of bring staff together, even though you're in different groupings, the better, or during the season. But sometimes we see staff who literally do not want to have anything to do with other staff. And that sets a pretty difficult role modeling situation. I was at a camp last year, and the first night, it was first night of staff orientation. First night, there was a group of people who wanted to go out to the bars, right? And they had a few cars, and they rallied their group, and there were people waiting to go, and it was like a clique of them just huddled up, took the car, the staff car, and that was it. Left the whole group behind. And it felt pretty bad for the ones left behind on the first night. Now, were they intentionally being mean? No, they didn't think about it. So it's not that it's always done intentionally, but the effect of that can be painful for those who don't feel like they're part of the group. It sets a tone. So we have to think about the way that we organize things even early on, or it's really easy for staff to feel that they're moving to that bottom, and we don't want staff to feel like they're in the bottom.